Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, a place where we focus on the business side of art to help you attract more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creativity and financial freedom. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and this week's episode is part of a coaching call with Artist Academy member Sheryl Corriveau. She asked me questions that revolve around how to kickstart her mural business to eventually quit her day job and be a full-time creative. Sheryl was recently trained on how to be an official Bob Ross paint party instructor, which I think is not only really cool, but a great way to start bringing in income. So we talk about what her ideal week would look like as a blend between muraling and paint party instructing. And I think it's so important to have a goal in mind that is very specific on what days do you want to do what? How many days do you want to spend doing this and that? And if plans change, that's fine. But starting with the goal of how you want to spend your days is a good start. Then we can create a plan of action to get you there. And if you'd like to sign up for a one-on-one with me, you can do so within the Artist Academy membership. I offer these specifically just to members for a small fee and at any time, because sometimes it helps to have someone experienced look at your business from the outside and tell you the exact next steps to take according to your specific business. A mentor can see the future of your business way more clearly than you can because they've already been where you are and have been through the hurdles to get to that other side. So if you're someone who could use some direction, I highly recommend you seek out a mentor, whether it's me or someone else, just somebody who has done what you want to do. There's so much good information. Just picking the brain of somebody who has the thing you want, because there's no secrets. We're all pretty open. You just have to figure out the questions and make the time and book the call. I know it can make a difference and get to where you want to be faster. So let me know what you think about this week's sneak peek into a coaching call with Artist Academy member Sheryl Corriveau. Sheryl, what questions do you have for me today about your art business? How can I help you?
Yes, I'm new on this journey, but I've been listening to your podcast for quite a while. And then finally I said, all right, I'm going to just join the Artist Academy. Obviously, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room because I don't know what I don't know. So I've been learning so much. And I started my journey last February. I took a Bob Ross paint class, and I had a business for 16 years. I had a Pilates studio. And so that closed with COVID. And I've been bartending and just doing the things, but I was like, am I ever going to love something again? And then I took this art class and I was like, oh my gosh, like I just wasn't anywhere else. It just stopped, like nothing else mattered. And I was just got into that zone. And I took another class, and then I didn't realize you could become a Bob Ross certified instructor. So I went to Indiana in June. And then in this past December, I did 2 weeks in Florida. And I just did my first class yesterday. I'm just beginning, but I really love the idea of murals. Obviously, I haven't done one. I did just paint my bathroom, one of the walls. I'm getting ready to do my own little mural. So yeah, I guess just starting out, being as new as I am, and just, I don't know, like the best advice that you could possibly give. And I don't want to just do Bob Ross. I love it right now. And I think it's like, I know what to do, and I like that kind of like direction, but I also want to grow. And it seems like a lot of the advice, do things for free, like just practice, which is exactly where I'm at. But anything that you would say to somebody in my shoes?
For sure. Okay. So what is your big vision? I think that was what it starts with. Do you want to be doing 3 days a week? Do you want to do murals? And then 2 days a week, you want to do Bob Ross painting classes? Or how does that schedule out in your mind?
So it's not crystal clear right now, to be honest. I'm still working. So sometimes I get super tired. I'm not going to lie. Even yesterday before the class, I usually pull a double on Saturdays. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready. It was hailing. It was snowing. I was like, oh my gosh. But I think I've just been listening to a lot of the information that you've recorded and put in the academy. And I definitely want to get going on murals, but I don't know like right now how many days a week that would be or what that would look like, if I'm going to be any good. I think that's my biggest question is, do people just have an idea and start out and the pieces fall together? Does everybody have a clear cut, like vision? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, no, it's different every project. Some people come to me and say, this is my vision. This is what I want. And some people are like, I don't know what I want. I just have a blank wall. And if you could help me figure it out, that'd be great. Or so usually it's somewhere in the middle of that. But yeah, it just depends. But I am just pulled up the Arts Academy Facebook group and I noticed you just posted recently and I see your Bob Ross paintings that you taught and those are so good. Your class did really well. So tell me about this instruction, the classes that you took in Indiana to get certified.
Yeah, it's 3 full weeks, but you have to go to 1 week and then you have to get like invited back. So I got invited back and then I wanted to go to Florida. I just heard he was a great instructor, Nick Hankins, and he really just helped prepare you to be how to set up the class and just all the things like then as a new instructor, the paintings that would be easier, having them not clean the brushes as much, just all sorts of things like that. So yeah, I finished that. And my goal, even though it's good money, but being in the restaurant business is not where I want to be. So I think that is definitely a crystal clear goal for this year. So I want to work as hard as I can, but I don't want to have the expectations like it's got to happen by this date. I think when I'm better, my confidence, that will tell me when it's time.
Yeah, it's such a correlation with practice and confidence and then popping off too. They all kind of work together. Do you have an idea of what kind of art that you like to make more than others? So I noticed you did this Bob Ross painting really well. So landscapes, is that?
I love landscapes. Every morning I'm in the woods. I walk my dog and we have a lot of woods where I live. So I take a lot of pictures and what I like, even with the challenge, sometimes I'll take a picture and I'll try to recreate that, which is sometimes I scrape a lot. But so, yeah, I definitely love nature. I'm very inspired by it.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember your post in the group, how I maybe mentioned how you could advertise as you painting sentimental scenes or like vacation scenes or some kind of landscapes that people really love. Like I painted somebody's backyard one time and hung it in their house, like things like that. Are you interested in doing that?
Yeah. So I was in real estate. I've done a lot of things. And my old broker reached out. Him and his son went to Alaska and he said, can you paint this? So I did one and can you do another one? Because I want one too. So he was giving it as a gift to his son who was going in the Coast Guard. So I did end up, and I think they were 16 by 20. So I did just charge like 100 each. And I've sold probably 10 paintings. And then I did do an art fair in November just to get myself out there and the paintings. And I sold a few there. And then I started getting an email list just to keep in touch with people and whatever's going on. So that's all I've done so far.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Those are definitely good first steps. Okay. So let's get you painting your first mural. And are you interested in doing kids' rooms at all? That's typically,
no.
Okay. Like that's an easier yes than most.
Okay.
I know that painting for businesses is a lot better. It's just easier to pitch it to businesses sometimes. So maybe we could just start there. But into getting into businesses, I think it's a lot easier to get into window painting first. We've just left the Christmas window holiday season painting thing, but spring, St. Patrick's Day, stuff like that, 4th of July, like those things are coming up. Are you interested in window painting at all?
I've watched a lot of your stuff and then I see mixed opinions. People love it, people hate it. I'd be willing to try it.
Yeah. So maybe we could start with some spring window paintings, even just getting a flyer and making a flyer and going around to some of the boutiques around town and just showing them, hey, this is what I do. Have a really low introductory price to get into it. Or like a Cinco de Mayo for Mexican restaurants or whatnot. They have, a little bit more of a colorful landscape vibe inside of them. I just think for one, it gives you practice to painting large and just getting those transactions with the customers of finding out what they want. It's not super permanent. Would you want to do any kind of logos? Do you like lettering at all?
So I was curious, how do you do that? Do you is it all put there and you just fill in the lines or do you freehand it?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I either project it or sometimes if it's like on a window or glass where you can't really project it, we'll do a transfer. So you'll do what is it called? What's the transfer thing called? I don't know. We have a video in the Academy for it, but it shows you like how to transfer it on a window. But no, it's exact because every logo is exactly how they just need to be replicated. So as long as you can do straight lines and just copy a photo, plug in a podcast, and those are one of my favorite days.
Okay. All right. That's it. You just sort of, do you feel like you need to, should I practice like before I actually go like legit? I'll probably do it on my own windows and all that kind of stuff. But
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
I would definitely just get used to just do some really simple designs like windows, say springs around the corner and you want to do something. Where are you located?
Massachusetts, it's just a little town, Uxbridge.
Okay.
So one of the places I have 4 more classes set up in different places just to see like getting more exposure. So one of them did say, if you want to window paint Bob Ross or something, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, let's hold out. She goes, well, you can just do it backwards on the inside. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to do that. You know what I mean? I think that right now I like the idea of it, but I'm definitely nervous. I don't know if somebody's never done a mural, how would you say to get into it, to start, just to,
Yeah, it just starts mostly by just painting a mural for free or for low cost or whatnot, just whatever you want to paint. I would pitch that to a few friends or family members around, be like, hey, just find something, find an image that you want to paint and
okay.
of something maybe in somebody's home or something, maybe like a bathroom scene. Like I've seen some where in the bathroom, you can paint like a window and then like looking out the window is a beautiful scene in there. Or it's like something above the tub, like palm trees or flowers or something like that. I think doing that like nature kind of a thing with flowers, if you want to get into that, would be really good for boutiques as well. They like the very girly kind of thing, typically, or some do anyway. And yeah, just pitching it to people who you would want to maybe give a gift to, friends, family, and they show them images. So find images of things. Hey, I really like this. I really want to try this. I need some wall space. Are you at all interested in doing this? Creating mock-ups is one way just to get some ideas flowing. I'm a big believer in like when you know what you want and then you can visually see it and then you put it out there, things just start to happen. And you never know who's going to like your mock-up too. So like just people visually seeing stuff clicks way better than you saying, hey, I want to do a mural. It's like making it as specific as you can. Whenever you visualize you going out and painting murals, is there a specific customer that you want to paint for?
I guess I don't know yet. No, I haven't thought about that, but I guess I think businesses, but it may be somebody's home if they had something they'd like to do, but that seems a little bit more intimidating. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Why? Wait, what's the fear behind that?
So I guess I have a little bit of a tendency toward not like perfectionism, but if I can't do it really well, I don't want somebody else that would be like, oh, that doesn't look that good. That's why I practice so much of anything. Even with this class, I probably did it like 6 times just to make sure I knew it backward and forward. And then, okay, I'm ready to do it in front of people. And I know, obviously, like it's practice. Did you have a paid job for your first mural, or was it like?
I did a couple windows. And before I really knew that windows were going to be a big thing, I did a couple windows just promoting for events for a local bar. And they were having like a white party, like where everybody dresses white. And you just, yeah, I did the date and stuff like that. I remember that. That was so long ago. And then I think after posting that, I got a logo job, but I charged an embarrassing low amount for these things. I think one time one person reached out on my Facebook page that I had, and it came from sometimes pitching, sometimes people reaching out on Facebook page or friends reaching out, like, I didn't know you did this. So are you currently posting online about that you're doing the paint parties?
Oh, yeah.
Have you had people inquire yet?
So I know, like you said, to do a website, but honestly, I just put up a link tree and then I have my PayPal, whatever. So if they want to register, it just goes through there. It looks nice. It's like easy. And for right now, I feel like that's been working. And then I tell people, everybody's asked me, like, especially where I work, everybody's like, how's things going? So like a bunch of people from there, they registered and then they really like it. And they're like, we're going to go to the next class. And I've gotten into all the places I've gotten into. I am really good with marketing and all that, but nobody's charging me. So that's been great too. And it's also free advertising. So I always think, okay, like I want them to advertise. I want to dip into their pool of people and then also just be able to, grow my email list. So I feel like I'm doing like a good job for the small start, and it hasn't even been a year. So I feel like I'm proud of it. And I think but it's still so new. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, like I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, I better just learn as much as I can. And that's why I was like, I have to be part of this academy because I feel like, and that's the other thing is it's a solo thing. You're very much, or for me anyway, I feel like you're just by yourself. And that's why I know I need to keep learning and being around people that are able to show me a little bit more of the way, how to get into this more full time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It sounds like you're taking it slow, which is great. It sounds like you're okay with taking it slow and learning and diving in, and you still have your full-time job. So you're not completely money reliant on this, which is really good. Do you have a goal of quit your job by this time next year or the end of the year, or what is?
Yeah. So now I'm not doing the double anymore. So I did let go of that. And it's like I have the next day I'd like to get rid of is Thursday and then just be 2 days. And yeah, but obviously I want the money to be coming in. I don't want to just be hasty and then be like, what did I do? So I think whatever I put my mind to, it will do well. And I think I just gotta I guess I know you use a projector. Then I guess when you have the image up, do you put chalk or pencil or whatever around depending on what surface it is? And then you shut the projector off and now that's it. Is that how it is like that? Okay. All right.
Yep. Yeah. And there's plenty of videos in there where I can show you. Sometimes we do paint pen marker, especially if it's outside and it might rain. That's a little bit more permanent, but chalk is typically easily erased. And you just chalk it in there and then it's just a paint by number thing.
All right. Yeah. And my parents, they have a big, huge rock. And my mom's like, I've always wanted a mural on that. So I'm like, okay, springtime, I'm going to do that. And a couple walls in my house, I think I have my eyes on. So I'm going to start. And then I think, once I feel confident, I'll share all that and then see if people, and I like that mock-up idea because I think visually people have to see it to buy into it. Okay. I like that. That's a good start. And once the warmer weather, I will try the windows. Mm-hmm. Now I know you have a friend that started that mural company for the initial. So I was thinking about getting that for my initial, just to start. Would you say that's a good for the basic materials?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect for somebody who you're just getting started because she has it all in there. And it's literally everything you need. And you don't have to go shopping around for it. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So I like this. This is good homework.
Yeah, good. We can do another call if you want to at any point too. So I usually just keep these calls open for anybody to schedule at any time. And so sometimes I'll do a follow up with somebody in 6 months or whatever. Okay. Whatever you need. Yeah.
With my 3 murals.
Yeah. Sometimes even so, if you want to do some mock-ups too within that time, I think that would be really good to put into your pitch deck. So we've done a pitch deck with Who Knew Muralist. We've done a little bit of ones that they've done mixed with a couple of mock-ups that art that you create either on a canvas or inside of Procreate. I do these mock-ups and then you put it on a wall. So I basically blow up a canvas that you've done and I put it on a wall and it just basically shows what's possible because you created that art. You didn't create it that big, but for visual purposes, we want to do that. And we can just to visually show people what you can do. And in that pitch deck of stuff, we pitch it out to people for stuff to do.
All right. I love that. So a pitch deck, it's just all these different things that you can show people, whether it's a canvas. And you said one time in one of your podcasts, you were like, if you can paint on canvas, you can paint bigger. And I was always like, oh, wow, I could. I love it. I love it. But this is good. So you're getting to see the whole journey.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's what it's really just using a bigger brush. That's it.
Okay.
And a lot more body. It's like a workout. It is there is no need for me to work out outside of this.
No. I love it. That's awesome. It's a perk.
Yeah, it is. A mural perk. My body aches at the end of the day, but whatever.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your insight and your experience. And I was a little intimidated because I was like, you have all this experience and I'm so new, but I feel like I'm so thankful. I'm in the good place.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. That's what these calls are for. And you can message me anytime. Like usually I tell people to put it in the Facebook group. That way other muralists are in there. We have several people in there who made this a career that can also help. And you'll probably get it a lot faster if you post it there. But if it's, one that you just want to message me, you can always message me on Instagram. Is probably the best way to reach out. But yeah, we are here to help. And so if you get caught at any point, if you're like, even in Procreate, if you're like, I cannot figure this out, guys, how do I do this? Like, I guarantee you're not the first one to get caught or in, a step. So yeah, we are here to help. And you could definitely do this. Like this is, especially right now, is such a great time to plan and prepare and practice that come summer, once you have all of these ones done and we can pitch, like summer is the ultimate mural painting time where people are ready to do things like that's all. I have a bunch of muralist friends in there. We're always like, a little bit slower in January. And then come summer, we're like, I can't even talk to you. Everybody wants
I love it. Yeah, you're right. It is a good time. It's like the perfect time of year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. I've been putting out at least one episode per week for more than 4 years on this podcast. And it's really cool to see those download numbers go up and up as time goes on. And that's because artists like you listen and share these episodes. So really, when I say thank you, I mean it. It's really cool to see progress along the way. And anyway, if you like this type of art and business content, then I highly encourage you to get the audio version of my book, Mural Money, with over 15 hours of listening inspiration. I'm currently running a special of just $17 for the audio version. You can go to muralmoney.com to find it. And that comes with a bunch of extras like my art supply list, my pricing guide, recommended book and podcast list, and so much more. I filled that book with tips from my art journey of building a profitable mural career. Plus, I've included the best of the best advice from guests I've interviewed on this podcast. It's the most affordable all-in-one book of advice on art and business that I have. And if you enjoy listening to me here, then I know you'll like the book too, because I read it myself. All 15 hours of it. The book is available on Amazon and Audible normally for $25, but if you go to muralmoney.com, that is where you can grab the special $17 deal while it lasts. If you haven't listened to my book yet, this is your sign to do it. Again, normally $25. I'm running a special for $17, but you have to go to muralmoney.com. That's where you can grab the audio version of it. And that's all I have for you today. So I will see you next week for another episode of the Artist Academy podcast.